Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench, and this moment of course sparked outrage among a lot of people. But there was Angel Reese clapping from the bench, not for some spectacular play by her teammate, but seemingly applauding Carter, just pushing Clark for no reason. However, CC, caught off guard by what just unfolded, kept her composure in the face of what many saw as a pretty unnecessary and rough foul. Applause. I mean, that's clearly a foul, and this incident set the tone for what was to come later in the same game. Another contentious play raised eyebrows. Was Clark's fall a genuine reaction or an over-dramatized flop? The referees waved it off, but the debate raged on among fans and analysts. However, despite the disputes, Clark and her team clinched a narrow victory 71-70 in 2 weeks. After this controversial clash, the stage was again perfectly set for a rematch: Indiana Fever vs. Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. And this time the dynamics were a little bit different. Reese was no longer clapping from the sidelines. She was at the center of the action, leading her team directly against Clark on the court. Foul, I believe, to Angel Reese. Yep, across the head. And they will go to the monitor to review this one. Now Clark wasn't about to ignore any aggressive moves on the court. This time, she decided not to just play it cool. Her RESP response was going to be different, but before we dive into all that, let's start at the beginning. Where did this all come from as Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese transitioned from the high-stakes world of NCAA women's basketball to the WNBA? Their rivalry, already known, only intensified. These two players, who had become household names through their collegiate confrontations, brought a new level of excitement and competition to the Professiona L stage. They had a long history of intense competition. Reese's L team had triumphed over Clark's Iowa in the 2023 national championship game, when both were juniors. However, the tables turned the following year in the Sweet 16, when Clark and the Hawkeyes exacted their revenge, ending LSU season and adding another chapter to their storied rivalry. Entering the WNBA, expectations were high. Clark was selected as the #1 overall pick by the Indiana Fever in the 2024 WNBA draft, while Reese was picked as the 7th pick overall by the Chicago Sky, and this setup ensured that their duels would continue on in the WNBA. Here the rivalry is not only continued, but seems to grow even fiercer. But before we go any further, have you ever gone online and searched for your name or your email address? Just give it a try, cause what you find will actually terrify you. Your personal information is out there just for anyone to see: your full name, email address, home address, and more. And it's all being sold by data brokers to scammers and spammers and anyone else who might want to target you. And yeah, having your sensitive information exposed like that is extremely uncomfortable and scary. Just think about all the ways it could be used against you. I mean, hackers can use it to try to access your social media accounts, your bank accounts, or other sensitive information. But luckily, there is a solution. Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests for me. It's basically helping me clean up my digital footprint and reduce the amount of spam I get. But it's not just data brokers we have to worry about. Recently, AT&T revealed that over 73 million customer records were released on the dark web. Yeah, and so they recommend using SD Roam passwords, monitoring your account activity, and considering credit freezes or fraud alerts. Well, A does all this for me in one app. Don't have to cobble together multiple services just because a company couldn't keep my data secure. I am not leaving myself and my family vulnerable to data breaches. And if you don't want to either, you can go to Aura.com Players Unlimited and try your first 2 weeks for free. All right, back to the video. The competitor spoke out against the idea that the WNBA surge in popularity was due to a single player, clearly referencing Clark. And recently, when they came up against each other on the court, the tension between them increased even more as the Sky and Fever clashed once again in a game that drew national attention. Clark showcased why the Fever selected her as the first overall pick in the draft. From the start, she dominated the court, effortlessly directing her team's plays and aggressively driving to the basket for layups. Her confidence was pretty evident, unafraid to take big shots. When they counted, Aaliyah Boston set some great ball screens for Clark, creating just enough space for her to execute her signature shot with precision. Her performance was outstanding from the beginning. She made her first 3 field goal attempts and closed the first quarter with 7 points, demonstrating not just her offensive ability, but also her commitment to defense too, and Clark's impact wasn't limited to scoring either. She was playing a crucial role in setting up her teammates, creating shooting opportunities for them really effectively, and enhancing the team's overall play. But then the game took a dramatic turn when Angel Reese decided to increase her aggression late in the third quarter. Clark drove toward the basket, and coming up from behind is Angel Reese trying to get a block. And although I guess it kind of looks like she's going for the ball, her arm just ends up smoking Caitlin Clark right across the face. The incident was pretty contentious, and initially the referees just called it a common foul, but upon review their perspective shifted, considering Reese's ability as an inside player with an average of 2 rebounds per game and 13 rebounds in this match alone. I assume the officials found it hard to believe that she would have missed the ball by such a large margin. I mean, she's not the best shot blocker in the WNBA, but she is currently ranked 4th for rebounds. Anyway, the officials reviewed the incident and concluded that the contact was not accidental, but intentional, cleverly made to look like an unintended collision. She managed to fool a lot of people, but the referees saw through the act, and they decided that the action was serious enough to warrant a flagrant foul. But despite this intense moment, the focus quickly returned to the flow of the game. Clark, unfazed by the altercation, of course, sank the 2 technical free throws, giving her team a 65-62 lead with just under 3 minutes remaining in the quarter. This incident, far from discouraging Caitlin, appeared to only enhance her determinant ion during the game. And instead of being unsettled by what happened, she used it as motivation. She responded by scoring 9 points in the final 5 minutes of the third quarter. Her relentless drive was on full display as she continued to dominate the rest of the game, unwilling to back down under pressure and determined not to let her team fall to the Chicago Sky, especially not to a personal rival like Angel Reese, who just knocked her upside the head. Clark also elevated her defensive game too, responding to criticisms currently on her rookie season in the WNBA, where she's been getting targeted by opposing offenses. And with the clock winding down and less than 6 minutes remaining, Marina Ma of the Chicago Sky, the team's top scorer, attempted to shake off Clark using a screen set by Camila Cardoza. However, instead of opting for the usual defensive move of going under the pick, Clark showcased her improved move defensive skills by fighting through it. She not only caught up with Ma, but also blocked what Ma had anticipated would be an open three-pointer. Seizing the moment, she grabbed the loose ball and transitioned swiftly to offense, executed a textbook pick and roll with Aaliyah Boston, finishing it up with a precise pocket pass to Boston, who completed the play with a layup. And for the final nail in the coffin, Clark executed a play that highlights her emerging status as a rising star in the WNBA. She receives a pass while on the move, defiantly navigates around a Boston screen, and without hesitation pulls up from deep. And as the ball sails to the basket, Clark maintains her follow-through, a move that shows her confidence, And when the ball snapped through the net for a 30-footer, pushing the Fever ahead by 7 points with just 3 minutes left to play, the arena erupted in cheers, as it always has erupted with her plays, and she turned to the crowd, her roar merging with theirs in a shared celebration of her clutch performance. It was a definitive play. It not only emphasized her finding her rhythm, but also her ability to rise to the occasion under immense pressure. This game was a pivotal moment, not only for her, but for the Fever as a team. Their 91-83 victory over the Chicago Sky marked their second consecutive win against their Midwest rivals and their first back-to-back win of the season, and Clark was clearly the key factor in this victory, delivering what many would consider the best performance of her young WNBA career. Her performance was spectacular, making her presence felt across every part of the game. With a game-high 23 points, including 3 from beyond the arc, she nearly got herself a triple-double with 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And get this stat line is so rare that only 4 players in WNBA history have matched it, and Clark is the only rookie to do so. But after the game, Angel Reese was busy expressing her frustration with the refs, particularly the decision to classify her contact with Caitlin as a flagrant foul. She defended her actions, stating, "The basketball player, I can't control the refs, they affected the game obviously a lot." Tonight, it's worth noting this incident wasn't the first contentious moment for Reese. This season earlier in the month during a game against the New York Liberty, she was ejected after quickly picking up 2 technical fouls, but the WNBA later overturned the second technical, acknowledging that she should not have been ejected from the game. This series of incidents indicates a pattern of controversial calls involving Reese, adding another layer of complexity to her first season in the Lou. Ague, on the other hand, Clark's season has been remarkable, averaging 16.1 points per game. She ranks 17th among a league filled with elite scorers. This impressive scoring ability is exactly what made her a prime target for the league's best defenders. In just her 15 games, she has already gone head-to-head with 14 former all-defensive players. Her standout performances have marked her as the top rookie, but also ensured that she is a focal point in every opponent's game plan. But despite the intense scrutiny on her on and off the court, her ability to maintain a high level of production and poise is just remarkable. But aside from controversies and fouls, Angel Reese has also displayed her ability in that same game, tying a WNBA rookie record with her 6th consecutive double-double, gathering 11 points and 13 rebounds along with 5 assists. However, her shooting was a little less efficient, making only 4 out of 13 shots from the field, all while accumulating 5 fouls. The occurring challenge she has faced so far as a rookie. This difference in performance highlights the unique journeys that these two stars are taking as they establish themselves in the league. Each one of them is following a different path marked by their individual challenges and successes as they both work to leave a lasting impact on the game. And their rivalry has quickly become one of the most captivating narratives in women's basketball, each game adding a new layer to their storied competition. They have both been consistently under the spotlight, and their encounters beginning in college have progressively drawn significant attention. But the question now isn't just about who will win the next game, but who will ultimately come out on top in this ongoing rivalry. The history between these two dates back to their college days, with Reese initially dominating the first 4 matchups, including a memorable victory in the 2023 national title game. And in that game, a taunt by Reese towards Clark in the final seconds went viral, sparking this fiery rivalry that has only grown since. However, the tide has turned recently, with Clark winning their last 3 encounters, including an Elite 8 battle earlier this year, and their initial meetings in the WNBA. Their matchups, especially during their college years in Maryland and LSU, did not initially grab widespread attention. However, the intensity and stakes of their games have skyrocketed over time. They both played a pivotal role in setting a record for the most watched women's college basketball game in 2023 ATTNG, almost 10 million viewers, and this record was broken again the following spring as 12 million fans watched their clash for a spot in the Final Four. And now, as professionals, their rivalry continues to be a major draw. They our first WNBA meeting this season pulled in 1.5 million viewers, marking it as the 4th largest audience for a WNBA game in the last 2 decades. And though their professional careers have just begun, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are already linked by rivalry that promises to both entertain and define their trajectories in the WNBA. Every time these two face off, the court becomes a stage for what can only be described as must-see TV. Their intense rivalry and undeniable talent captivate audiences. It's as simple as that they turn each game into a display of high-level competition. And this season, as the rivalry gains momentum in the WNBA, it marks the beginning of a new chapter, one that could very well shape the future of the entire league. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are pioneers propelling women's basketball into a new era of recognition and excitement. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you thought down in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the episode if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.